How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of rantsaboutTech.com is the website, but Rants About Tech Live is a show that we're doing today. Thanks for joining me. This is the Saturday edition. We do this every weekend as like a weekend review of the news that we talked about earlier in the week. So we're just rehashing, essentially. But today's a special day. Today is definitely a special day. Let me get the chat up here. One day I'll be good at my job one day, and then we'll all rejoice and then be happy about it. But until that day, here we go. Let's get the chat in there. Bam. Okay. All right. So, but today's a special day because we got a debate going on the live show. We're gonna pull in two of my good friends in the YouTuber sphere, the eInk sphere, the YouTuber ink. You get what I'm saying. Two of my good friends, Ed from Organize for Change and Aaron from 2530 Media. They're going to be on the show today, and we're going to be talking about the Go 10.3 and the Manta. Now, this is a debate. It's a friendly debate. This is like a presidential debate. There's no winner or loser here. It's just you're getting your device's best foot forward, if you will. And there you go. So we're just putting... or they're surfacing the device's best features in an effort to say, oh, that's what you picked? I got something better than that. Sort of. So thank you for joining me, you guys. It's going to be a pretty decent show today, if I do say so myself. The Inkosphere, she Ink says, that's good. That's good. Let's get to the chat real quick. We got eInk unplugged in here today. Let's go ahead and get the air horns going for the people in the chat early. I appreciate you guys joining me. We got Ed's in the chat because Ed's ready to go. And we got eInk in the chat as well. So I thank you guys for being here today. Appreciate it. And whoever else is in the chat that I haven't seen yet, thank you for being here as well. What else we got here? So let's go ahead and get into the stories for the day. Let me go ahead and find that. I had to restart my computer earlier. It was cray and Z. Internet wouldn't work, and I think I isolated the internet problems I was having for the live in the beginning of the week to my actual laptop. It wasn't the router at all. Who knew? All right, so let's go ahead and get this up here real quick, and we can start. We can start the review for the week here, if I can find it. Maybe I can find it. I hope I can. How you guys doing out there anyway? Weekend edition. We're just relaxing though. Weekend edition. How you guys doing though? You guys have been using those Supernote tools that got released yesterday? Oh boy, Saturday Show beer, says Jay. No doubt, get that Saturday Show beer. I'll be getting a Saturday Show beer after the show. You guys saw the last time I tried to have a drink on the show. I was almost asleep by the end of it, so we won't do that again. And maybe if we're being adventurous, another Saturday Show. We're pulling up there we go. The lives for the week. All right. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get to so first up we have here Monday show. Monday, all we talked about was Discord. So we talked about Discord Monday, and it was not a big thing. We talked about all of the new titles and stuff that oh boy. Oh, I'm breaking up. I can't believe I restarted so this wouldn't happen. Oh, is it clearing up? It looks like it might be clearing up. Oh, it is clearing up. Okay. Oh, we're good. Okay. All right. So anyway, on Monday show, we talked about Discord. I made a lot of new roles on Discord, and we talked about all those new roles. I did a couple new things on Discord as far as, again, it's happening again. Why, YouTube? Why are you failing me? So we talked about, like I said, Discord. All the new stuff on Discord that I'm doing. If you're not a member of Discord, definitely go and check us out. You got to be a member of the channel first. So become a member of the channel, then go be a member of the Discord. Have we seen Aaron yet? No, we haven't. Okay, all right. Just checking. Become a member of the channel. In the membership links, there is a Discord link that you'll be able to use once you become a member of the channel, and you can get into the Discord that way. And it's a great time. We talk about eInk, we talk about tech, we talk about all kinds of different stuff there. So if you're not a member of the Discord, definitely check it out. It's fun. We're going ham over there all the time. 1 a.m. conversations. Who would have thought a Discord popping at 1 a.m. on a weeknight? We get it in over there. So no matter what time you're up, it's probably someone going to be up on the Discord talking about something. It's fun. But yeah, that's what we talked about. That's all Monday show really was. We did 3D print talk as well. I talked about some things I learned for 3D printing. I've been 3D printing a lot of stuff lately. Actually, whoa. What do you know about this? See, this is just a part of, hold on. This is just a part of what's been agonizing me lately. Hooks on these things. I can't show you the hooks yet. But I mean, once I get this down packed, we're almost there. We're almost there. It fits really nicely. I've just been testing it to make sure it stays in place, that I like the way it looks, that I'm not looking at it side-eyed like, oh, that could look better, bro. That could look better. Nice little rounded corners here. Perfectly sized for the Manta. We got other things going. That's one of the struggles. One of the 3D struggles here. Just one of them. It's real over here. Oh, and those prints we're gonna make available in the Discord at some point. So lots of reasons to join the Discord if you're not joined. I'm telling you. Lots of reasons to join the Discord. Let's get to the chat real quick. Oh, Aaron says I'm here. Aaron's here. Oh, let's get the air horns going for Aaron. Aaron, you made it. Oh boy, the debate can happen. We got the 10.3 and the Manta. It's a debate, but we're just surfacing the best interests. The best features. That's what we're doing here. So let's go ahead and finish up this part of the. We were doing the weekend review. So Discord for Monday and 3D print stuff I just talked about. So let's go on to Wednesday. Wednesday's show was about Google News. We talked about Google News on Wednesday. It wasn't all about Google News, but we talked about Google. We talked about the new AirPods, the commercial that we had to have eInk explain to us because we don't know. We're not cultured enough here, but we have people who are, so they explained it to us. Now we know. New Pebble watches. We talked about the more features of the Pebble watches. Actually, no, we talked about the Pebble Watch. We got the more features on Friday. Amazon removes privacy settings in Echo products. Crazy. Samsung One UI coming in April. We talked about that. We talked about some more Discord news. We talked about the Note Max keyboard fix. That was brought to us by Jay, fellow YouTuber and member of the channel and Discord. The guy's awesome. He's everywhere. New nib in the Lamy. Oh boy, we got the new nib here. Yes, that is duct tape on my finger. We talked about that already in a live. I won't do it again. Let's fix these headphones. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at this nib. We talked about the nib. It was nib day Wednesday. I think Wednesday was nib day. Yeah. You can't even see this nib. Look at this. Oh boy. Oh, can you see it? Is it focusing? Sony, why are you doing this to me? Okay. That you can barely see that nib. You know why? Hold on. Can we get closer? Oh boy. Oh wow. Whoa. That might be too close. Oh, there you go. Now you can see that nib. Oh boy. That thing right there. Holy. It feels like butter. It feels like butter, I gotta say. We won't go into crazy detail, but it feels like butter. It's great. Okay, we talked about that on Wednesday. It was nib day. We talked about the Lamy All-Star ERM drawing demo. We did a drawing demo. People got a kick out of that. Go check it out, Wednesday show, if you didn't see that and you want to check that out. Let's go to Friday show real quick. And then we're done here. Friday show, we talked about the Supernote update. They got some nice features in that new Supernote update. You got to be in the beta program. It's a beta. We got stickers. I was corrected. I called them icons before. I was thrashed and appropriately and told they're not icons. They're stickers, bro. So we got stickers. And also, more importantly to me, you can turn the Supernote into a Wacom tablet now. Who would have thought? I don't even know what to do with myself. I've been using it to just draw all kinds of crazy stuff on everything that I can draw on, just because I can now. It's great. It's great. You should try it if you haven't tried it. Reddit, YouTube news. We talked about a little bit of Reddit news too. Tech news updates. We talked about the Notebook LM. It adds mind maps, which everyone tells me is trash compared to Obsidian. So I'm like, okay, never mind. I thought it was a big deal, but okay, whatever. NVIDIA announces Newton. I initially thought Steve Jobs would be turning in his grave, but then I realized, oh, Steve Jobs killed the Newton as soon as he came back to Apple. So he wouldn't care about them using the Newton name. So I don't care anymore. More Pebble Watch info. We realized we still don't like the Pebble Watch, is what we realized on Friday. We don't care how much info comes out about it. Apple AI executive shakeup. We talked about that. We talked about Claude gets web searchability, something we thought Claude already had. Whatever. File management on Boox devices. We didn't get there. We're going to get there Monday, though. And we talked about a couple of updates. And that is the week in review. All right. So next up, we got two heavyweights in their respective sectors of eInk. We already know Ed is a guru with the Supernote over at Organize for Change. We already know that. We already know Aaron's like coming up great or fast. He's like becoming a force with the 10.3. So like, I don't know whose idea it was in the Discord to be like, oh, we should have a debate about what's better to go 10.3. And I'm like, that's fun. Yeah, we should do that. And so here we are. We're here, debate night. It's like a friendly presidential debate. Let's go over the rules real quick before we introduce everybody. Oh boy, that wasn't the rule. That didn't help me. Oh yeah, that wasn't the rule. Let's go over the rules real quick before we jump in here. Oh, do we got? Oh, I went away. All right. And I'm trying to. It's so hard for me to. We're in the Discord hardcore with everything. So to go back to something is like, oh man, how do I find this stuff? It's there. It's there. All right, there we go. Okay, so we got the rules here. So the rules are as such. We got 5 topics, right? So those topics are going to be hardware, UI, tools, apps, and services. Okay, so those are the 5 topics we got there. I should have had a graphic for this. We should have had a. You know what? I should have wrote this down. You know what? I can. Here we go. We're gonna write this down. Bam. Okay. So here we go. Can we see this? Oh yeah, we can see this. There we go. Okay. Let's move this up here, move this right here, and then we'll get down here so you guys can actually get a visualization for what the topics are gonna be. Because I don't know how to do graphics yet on lives. I'll figure it out eventually. But until then, here we go. Where we at? Okay, so until then, the topics we got are going to be hardware. We got UI. After UI, we got tools. And after tools, we have apps. And after apps, we have... Oh. Yeah, I'm currently muted in the Discord, but not in the... Oh, am I muted? Oh, no, I'm not muted. Okay, I'm good to go. Okay, so we got apps, and the last thing we have is going to be services. Whoops. Okay, so now to explain a little bit further, those 5 topics right here are going to be broken down into subtopics. Now, this is how it gets interesting right here. So the subtopics are what the 2 contenders are going to pick from. So under the hardware topic, we got features, we got battery, we got screen, we got writing experience, which includes the pen, screen, and surface. Under UI, we have home screen, navigation, settings, and UI design. Under tools, we have organization, search, editing, and file management. Under services, we have import, export, backup, and file access. Under apps, we have Note app, Notes app, Reader app, Calendar app, and third-party apps. And let me explain that little bit real quick. So under apps, I want it to be fair for devices that don't have the ability to use non-native apps, right? So what I did was, if you picked any one of the individual apps, the Notes app, I think I put in there Notes app, Reader app, or Calendar app. To me, those are the core apps for any eInk device for note-taking, right? If you wanted to talk about an app that wasn't that, you had to talk about those apps as a whole. So if you didn't pick the Notes app, Reader app, or Calendar app to talk about, you had to pick the third-party apps as a whole to talk about. So just a monkey wrench to throw in there for everybody. All right, so now that that is out of the way, each person gets to choose one of those subtopics from the main topics. So everyone's going to have 5 topics they chose to talk about. The beauty in this is that you can pick one of the subtopics that work best for your device. So an example I gave before was for hardware, you have design and you have writing experience. Well, one of those devices has a better writing experience than the other. One of those devices, to me, has a better design than the other. You want to pick a subheading that shows the strength of your device in that topic, right? So for hardware, you want to, and for the Manta, you probably want to pick something that highlights the best features of the Manta. For the Go 10.3, for hardware, you want to pick a topic, a subtopic that highlights the best features of that device. So that's how we're doing it. All right. Are we good to go? Is everyone tracking? Have I lost anyone? Is anyone confused about how this is going to work? I'm going to write down what the subtopic is that the person who's going to talk about their device chose. So my job as the moderator, I'm just going to keep people on track. I'm just going to keep people on topic, and I'm also going to have a timer here to keep people on time. So there's 2 minutes per response. So once I initiate the topic, they have 2 minutes to talk about their subtopic each. So each round should only take about 5 minutes, and we have 5 rounds. So this should take about 25, 30 minutes to get through. This should be fun. This should be fun. I'm so excited to do this. Let me go ahead and get the timer set up here, and then I'll actually put the timer on here. Let's see here. And timer. We want a 2-minute time. Okay, so as everyone can see here, we got a 2-minute timer here. Put that over there. Actually get this up here a little bit more so we can see more in the frame. All right, so we got a 2-minute timer there, and we got the topics here. And I'll write down the subtopics for each individual person. So it'll be, we'll flip a coin to see who goes first. See if Ed or Aaron goes first there. So let's go over and talk to Aaron and Ed and see what they're doing and get this whole thing started here. Give me 1 second, you guys. I think this is it. Oh, that wasn't it. It was almost it. Oh boy. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. Oh, I think this is it right here. Oh, that is kind of it, but not really it. Okay. Bam. There we go. Okay. Are we there? Oh, there we go. Okay, you guys, I'm getting this into place. We're almost there. Almost there. Bam. Perfect. Okay. All right, everybody. Let me go ahead and jump in over here. And I'm going to do the Discord live audio. My audio should be in sync with everyone that's playing, I guess. And it should be in sync on YouTube. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. All right, here we go. Are you guys in here? Oh, let's see if can we? Oh, there we go. I think I've enabled my video here. Awesomeness. And I enabled, there we go. I enabled my voice on here too. Okay, so can you guys see me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Aaron, how's it going?
Hey,
Ed, what's going on? How you doing?
come on, guys.
Hey, this is great. And in the YouTube chat, if you guys can't hear or if it sounds weird, let us know. And we'll see if we can work on that. But it should be pretty decent. We checked it earlier, and we should be pretty good on all fronts here. And like I said, I'm keeping my eye on the chat here, so we can do that there. All right, you guys. So on the top left tip here, we have Aaron. Aaron, you want to introduce yourself, let everyone know where they can find you as far as the internet goes?
Yeah, so pretty much Aaron Williams with 2530 Media, and you guys can find me mainly at the YouTube page, which is 2530 Media on YouTube, where you can find all of my e-ink reviews that I try to do, trying to keep up with Rod and Ed and those guys. And I got some podcast stuff up there as well. So that's where you can find me at.
Awesome, awesome. All right, and Aaron's going to be representing the Boox platform with the Go 10.3 tonight, talking about some of its best features. Ah, there we go. And then over here on the top right, we have Ed from Organizing Change. Ed, you want to introduce yourself, let everybody know where they can find you?
Yeah, thanks, Rod. Ed Finn, Change 1820 or at Change 1820 is the YouTube channel. That's kind of where everything starts. OFC1820.com is the website. So if you ever have trouble finding anything else, you can start there as well. Aaron and I have talked a lot about the website. It's a lot of fun. I built it with Obsidian. But just looking forward to having this. Me and Rod have known each other a long time, and Aaron and I have kind of gone back and forth a little bit on the two devices. I call him a ninja, so that's my term for him. I think he really is, when it comes to the Go 10.3, probably one of the power users of any
Absolutely,
video I've watched. I
absolutely.
100% agree with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to it. And yeah, I guess I should hold up mine. I want to. I had all my topics written down, so I need to do this.
Yeah, don't tip your hand for the topics on there.
I, all of my notes I really just wrote them 5 minutes ago.
Listen, but you know what? That's a testament to how well you know the device. 'Cause that's really all it's about. That's really all.
I
And,
had to
and you.
write when I got to UI. I had to write down "I will lose this" on UI.
Well, dude, I was like yesterday thinking about this, and what does Ratta do? They drop a beta. It's like, what?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But you know what though, I'm excited about some of those features, and we'll talk about some of those things too. But I'm excited about some of those features we got over there. So, all right, so everybody, we got 5 topics here: hardware, UI, tools, apps, and services. Like I said, no one knows what subcategory these gentlemen picked, except them, and we'll all find out right now what they picked in there. So this is going to be interesting. All right, here we go. So the first topic is going to be hardware, and you know what? Oh boy, we'll go back. We'll go back and forth. Since I introduced Aaron first, we'll go with you first, Ed, for the selection, and we'll just go back and forth. So, hardware. What subtopic did you pick for hardware for the Manta?
Okay, so this is going to shock you because you've been like saying not design every time you mention that, and I went with design.
Okay. Whoa.
So,
Wow. That's
and the
interesting.
reason, yeah, and the reason I went with design and why I think it's so important is first and foremost the modularity piece. I think the fact that this thing has components that are replaceable by the user
Mm-hmm.
is hands down unique in the entire industry. So nobody else is doing that. I didn't do it from an aesthetic standpoint, although I think it's a beautiful device. I think maybe the Go 10.3 might win the aesthetic piece. But as far as design in the way you use it, and you use every part of the device. So what I mean by that is this new beta, and that's what made me think about and go with design. The Wacom layer now becomes a Wacom tablet. So now you can use this device for 2 different purposes. So you can use it as a standalone device, or you can connect it to your PC and be able to use that with your PC with any drawing app, any engineering type app, anything that supports pen input. All of that works pretty good. I was When I got home, that latency that we were talking about yesterday gone. Last night, it was super accurate. and it was really, really good. And finally, because I want to make sure I'm watching your timer there, and I'm not sure that you started it on time, but the last component, which I think sets it apart, and I don't think the Go 10.3 has this, is the Mobius screen. I think it's the Viwoods that has the Mobius, if
Okay.
I'm correct, the plastic screen. And if I'm wrong about that, Aaron, you tell me because I don't own it, so I don't know. But the Mobius plastic screen and plastic construction of this device makes it super durable. So to me, from a design perspective, to be able to do all of those things and still have this do what it does is pretty good. So there we go. And with a couple of seconds to spare, look at it.
Word. All right, so I agree with that. I think that's an interesting take. So you're going from the design from an aspect of like it's functionality. Well, there we go. So, from an area of functionality, I guess, not really aesthetic design. Ooh,
I can't hear
can you
you,
guys
Rod.
can you guys hear me? Uh can you guys hear me now? Okay, cool. I think I tried to pick a different camera and messed that up. So right there, but anyway, what I was saying was that it looks like you picked design from a standpoint of functionality. Yeah. And I'm always thinking of design from a standpoint of aesthetics because I'm super shallow. All right, so let's go ahead and get you going there. What subtopic are you going to pick for hardware? hmm Oh, my bad. My bad. One second. One second. All right, my bad, brother. I gotta. Okay, there we go. I had to go. I had to go back over to the Discord live for a second. I'm gonna have to
So
have you start that over for me, Aaron, if you don't mind, brother. My bad. My
yeah,
bad,
no, it's
YouTube.
okay.
All right, here we go. Let's start this over for you.
All right.
All right, here we go. Go ahead.
Cool. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm gonna go with the design aspect because I do think that the Supernote has a better writing feel or writing surface than the 10.3 because it has the newer screen. So the 10.3 still has the Carter 1200, which I think is still a good writing experience. Um, you take that along with the professional look of the design of the 10.3. Like I said, you walk in any boardroom or any work meeting, it's a very professional looking tablet. I like the way of the design of the tube. I like the way that the toolbars bars are designed on the side and at the top. It kind of gives me some structure. I see where my tools are, and I think it's very well put together from a design aspect. And also just the hardware itself. It's pretty lightweight and thin. And while I've broken a 10.3 before, I do think it's durable because I dropped I dropped
I
my
remember
phone
that.
on
I
it.
remember
Yeah,
that.
I dropped my phone on it. I dropped my iPhone Pro Max on it, and it didn't crack the screen. I think honestly, just something may have gotten loose internally, but the screen didn't crack. And I dropped the heavy phone on it, so I do think it's pretty durable. I just take this thing and throw it in my bag, and it bangs around with my iPad, my keys, and some other things. So I'm gonna go with design as well. I think just aesthetically, it looks slightly better than the Manta, but I also think durability wise, it's probably on par with the Manta.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I mean, from my stand, I mean, I think you guys know where I stand on this whole design thing. I like the design of both, but I am super partial to the Go 10.3. I'm just I don't know why, I just am. I love that design, but it copies the Remarkable, so it's almost one of those things to where it's hard to give the credit to Boox for it, honestly, even though it looks good. That's like they got the design for Remarkable, but whatever. But those
I
are two
know
really.
it's not modular. If you can't get this with modularity.
Come on.
but when you dropped your phone on it, you could have
Oh,
back open and taken a look.
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Reseated that cable.
You know, I got to give Amazon a shout out. It was some great customer service. I picked them up and said, "Hey, my device, the screen is messing up," and they sent me another one out.
Dang.
I left out the fact that an iPhone fell on it, but you know.
Right. But listen, it's a small technicality. You know what? That's very cool, and it just goes to show you why I go and buy everything from Amazon that I can. I don't care what manufacturer makes it. If I can buy it from Amazon, I'm buying it from Amazon. It makes it super easy. Makes it super easy. All right, let's go into the next category, everyone. Next up we have UI. So Aaron, we're gonna go with you first this time. So which category did you pick for UI?
What are my choices for UI again?
So UI was let's go back over here. Oh, can I do it? Bam. All right. So UI was navigation, home screen, settings, and UI design.
You know what? For UI, I'm going to go with the navigation.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why. So, you ready for me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the navigation for the 10.3. And the reason why is because there isn't anything that I can't access globally with how I've set up my gestures or how anyone can set up their gestures. The thing with the UI with the 10.3 is out of the box, it can be a little challenging, but after you sit with it for like maybe a day or two, I think that gives you the opportunity to just know where you can find the tools you need, and you just set it up set it up and tailor it to your needs. So the navigation of the 10.3 to me is pretty useful because I utilize the bottom toolbar, which will give me my recents tab, my home tab, and my back button. And how I have that set up with my home tab is set up to the home screen, which is set up to my notes app, which stays on my favorites tab. So while I don't have the luxury of having the quick access menu that you guys have, I do have the luxury to have a way to get back to my notes from anywhere on the tablet, no matter what app I'm in, and I have access to all of my favorites. And I switch them in and out to whatever I'm working on at the time. So that's one thing with the navigation, and the other piece is to be able to have the ability to lock in apps or web pages on this recents page that I can jump back to, and I just have access to whatever I'm working on. So if I'm working on a script and I'm doing some research on, I don't know, science or another planet, I'm making a script about aliens. Well, I can jump to whatever web page that I have back and forth between my notes, uh, copy and paste and all of that stuff, just with navigating these buttons with the quick access that I call it for the 10.3.
Awesome. That was cool. That was almost on time too. Shoes.
I was watching.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one of the features I like a lot. That's one of those features that you brought to my attention, using it in a way that I didn't think to use it, which is very cool. Use cases, man. That's why these use cases are so important. And I think just hearing how you guys use these things is probably going to be the most beneficial thing of this whole situation. What's going on, Mr. Mike? Thanks for joining us. So let's go ahead and get to your pick, Mike, or Ed. What'd you pick?
Yeah. So first of all, Aaron, you have the best use case for the Go 10.3. You made me think when you started going through that as far as quick access, because I think
definitely.
Supernote has an inherent advantage, but the 10.3, the way you use it really does flow a lot better.
Hmm.
So anyway, sorry, just had to say that because I really enjoyed that video. I picked again on this one. I actually picked the design of the UI itself. So I went with design again, and I think that's really where the Manta or the Supernote in general shines.
Hmm.
It was a little bit more of a difficult choice for me because if you would have gone the other way, I could have talked about quick access more generally in navigation. But the design of the UI and the fact that it's contextual, the fact if you're in a PDF, you have a certain set of tools, which is still almost universal. There's a couple of differences, and Rod, you've mentioned a lot of times the lack of a highlighter in the Notes app, and there's a lack of a highlighter in the EPUB as well, but there's a highlighter option in the PDF. So, it's just, and it's not that there's a lack of a highlighter in EPUB, but there's no highlighter tool. So there's not a tool that you can easily do that. You have to mark it differently. Um, but those contextual menus, no matter where you're at, if you circle something, you have all your options. They pop up in a little window. So you can create a link, you can create a heading, you can create all of these things right there. And we'll talk more about that in another section. And then you add to that the quick access piece, then you add to that the gestures, which I know, Rod, you are not a fan of the gestures.
Oh man.
But I'm telling you, double tap quick to hide the toolbar on the left, double tap to hide the page count on the bottom, the two finger swipe, all of that stuff is really important for once you're used to the device. Again, to Aaron's point, it's second nature. And it works for me because I have very little false positive when it comes to trying to make those gestures work. They just work because I've used them so much. But to me, that's kind of the UI design. It's not over complicated. It's straightforward. It's right there for you, and it's really designed to do what you wanted to do when you need to do it. There we go.
Oh, dang. Nice. Very nice. All right. So good on time answer. I definitely agree with Ed on that. To second that a lot of those points is just that um, intuitiveness, right? That's what, let me take this over here. Intuitiveness is what I think Ratta really does well with their UI. It's super intuitive. I mean, there's hardly anything UI based that I look at and confuses me. You know what I mean? You almost know what to do with the tools when you see them. You know what I mean? I think that's a testament to their design for their UI. All right, so let's go on to the third topic we got here, which is going to be tools, and I'm super interested to see what you guys picked for tools. So let's go over the subcategories we got for tools here again. For tools, we got organization, search, editing, and file management. And Aaron, we'll go with you again on this one here. Which one did you pick?
So for tools, I picked file management. Um, and the reason why I picked file management is, I guess, just simply because how I use the 10.3 with having my notes as my home screen. I like the fact that I have a couple of different options when it comes to saving my notes. For as the favorites, for as the favorites button, and then the fact that I can link notes and notebooks together. So I guess one of the things would be with the file management. If I'm creating one task that I'm talking about in a notebook, but I might have 4 or 5 or 6 notebooks that correspond with it that might be about the same topic or the same discipline, but they're kind of different. I can link them all together in one place, and I don't have to run around to gain access to it. I can just go to that one place and link them together. Um, and also just the piece of being able to export PDFs. If I have a document that I've built the index for and I export it as a PDF, once it hits the PDF on my 10.3, I still have the table of contents where I can still sift through my information. And also when it comes to exporting off of my 10.3 using the Boox sync, it just syncs and now I have it available on my iPad or on my iPhone, and
Mm-hmm.
I can just quickly go there, access those files, and then finalize with the idea or the task that I was working on with ease. So that's why I would choose the file management system for the tools.
I like that. I mean, the thing is, let's look over here. One of the things is about that particular answer is that I would have probably said that as well. Just because the export or tools are so good. And we can that kind of goes into services as well, and we'll get to that section right there. But and I'll save that till we get to that part right there if no one talks about it. But very good. What about you, Ed? Let's see what you got here. You're muted, Ed. Oh no, you're not. Is he? Yeah, you are. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear him either.
Or maybe I did something. Let's see if I did something. No, you're good on my end, Ed. Oh, we lost Ed's audio.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep, we can hear you now. Yep.
It made me reselect the mic. I don't know why. It was showing it was selected.
Technology, man. Technology. It's chalking on
Yeah,
chalk it up to gremlins.
every day. Yeah, I know. You and I share gremlins. I think that's why we're in green, man. But well, I went with organization. I mean, heck, it's the name of my channel, so it's kind of the thing I do. And what's funny is when I watch Aaron's videos, he and I do a lot of the same things, just on a different device, and the way we structure our workflows, I think. But the thing on the Supernote platform for organization is the fact that it's completely customizable. That's the thing that drives it probably further than anything else. If you look at Jeff Moss, he uses the star marking system as his to-do list, whereas there is a built-in to-do list. If you look at the way some people use keywords versus headings, there are multiple ways to use all of those functions to be able to organize and find and use your notes in a very clear and straightforward manner. And it fits you. And I think that's what's cool about it. And then if you add in things like linking, so this idea of being able to link all of your notes together, being able to link to PDFs within notes, to web pages, it doesn't have the functionality of or the viewability, I guess I would call it, the way that Boox does with being full open Android, but you still have a built-in browser and you can still do that and go to those external sources. But then there's also the real-time recognition notes, which is a big feature because that becomes globally searchable. So from an organizational standpoint, I don't have to remember to make a keyword. I don't have to remember to make a heading. I don't have to remember to do a star mark. If I'm using those real-time recognized notes, I can go to the global search and I can find it. And that's kind of a behind the scenes piece that's really important to me as far as staying organized, because then I can add in those connections later if I forgot to do them in the moment. So just a pretty fun piece of it.
Nice. And came in under time too. All right. So yeah, I really that's one of those things I like about the Supernote too, and that's one of those things that I didn't use until I found your channel. I literally did not use the search functions like I should have been until I came across Ed's channel and saw him using the search. And one thing that I learned from your channel is that you can tailor the search for if you just want to search headers, you just want to search the title, you just want to search your notes. There's lots of sorting you can do even within that search to get really specific. And you're right, with that real-time recognition, man, it does make it super easy. All right. What else we got here? We got apps and services. Let's do apps. We'll do apps. What do we got here, Ed, on your end? Let's go with you this time.
Jumping around on me. I'm very linear in this, So I mean, you can't talk about the Supernote without talking about the Notes app. I mean, for me, that was the absolute go-to. because it's so well developed and it's so well curated. And this is what I'm going to say about it from the outset. It's complete integration with the pre-installed apps. So that's why it's so important, because the Notes app works with your calendar, it works with your to-do, it works with your EPUBs through linking and everything else. So the idea is that that Notes app is so well developed, and then you add in these new stickers that it has. Now, I'm not talking about Atelier and I'm not talking about the new InkFlow app. Those aren't native. You have to download those. But anything from the calendar up that is integrated with the system as it comes out of the box, out of the gate, is it runs into the Notes app. That's extremely powerful because you can do anything from there. And this idea of app awareness. It's in, if you're in the notes, it knows you're there, it lets you go out, and then it pulls you back. And so no matter what other app you engage with, you can come back to the note you're in without having to swipe anywhere else. You just hit the X or you hit the little back button from the browser, whatever it is, pulls you back into that. The choice of having a traditional or a standard note with all of the fine eraser tools and the templates and all of the other things, and having the text recognition note that is much more exportable and easier to work with in other programs, including Obsidian, which I'm a heavy user of, um, and the easy template integration with PDFs. They were the first to do that really well. I know Boox does it, and Boox does it, I think, as well now, but they didn't to begin with. Um, and then connections viewable across the desktop and mobile. I think that's a big component of how you organize, and the fact it stores those locally as well is a big deal in those apps.
Absolutely. Yeah, I really do like that you brought up the let me change this over here. I really do like the fact that you brought up the back functionality of the Supernote platform. That for someone who's scatterbrained like me and just I would like I'm thinking 7 different things at one time and I need an easy way to get back to what I was doing. That saved me on many different situations, not having to find my way back to something and just hitting that back button and getting back to the file I was working on. Super useful, super helpful. The integration is super useful and super helpful too. I will say that as well. All right, Mr. Media, what we got on your end over here for apps? What do you got for the 10.3?
All right. So for the 10.3 for apps, I'm going to go with the calendar app that is native to the 10.3. A couple of reasons why I'm going with the calendar app. One is because it's the main reason why I moved away from the Kindle Scribe platform. I love the Scribe. It just didn't have a legit calendar app. I had to write it out every month. And the other piece is watching Rod's YouTube page. The calendar app that he showed on the 10.3, uh, it just looked like it worked better than the Supernote Nomad he had at the time, and it kind of rivaled the Penstar. So the calendar app is what I want to talk about now because it gives you so many different tools. For one, you have a search option where you can search all of your memos that you write down within your calendar, and it's going to search all the memos you've ever wrote. So if you use it like me, I will make sure when I start a memo, I'll put whether if it's travel, whether if it's work, doctor's appointment, or whatever. That way I can go back and search those if I miss something, or if I've said it in the future, I can see when it's happening. The other piece is the memo section itself. It is a large memo section that allows me to be able to write down appointments, kind of create events. I don't have the flexibility that you have with Supernote. I will give Supernote that the fact that I can create an event in my notes and it attaches to the calendar, I think is a game changer and is what Boox needs to do. The other thing I like about the calendar app is the access of your previous notes, PDFs, files, EPUBs that you've opened, and the fact that at least I know for right now it retains all of that information for the past year. So when I go back to January, I can still see my notes that I wrote down on whatever day I did, along with my EPUBs. Um, Outside of that, the fact that I can email a memo to myself if I need be, I just like the calendar app.
Awesome, awesome. I think that one of the things that you brought up here and that I saw on one of your recent videos, Aaron, is the memo section of the calendar app, which I find supremely useful, especially when you couple the memo portion of the calendar app to a widget and you throw that on your home screen. Now you got something special. I like that. So I like the functionality of the memo section of the calendar app on the Boox platform for sure. And the memos is if you haven't used memos for searching stuff and writing notes down on, definitely implement that into your regimen because that is really a powerful tool to have in a calendar app for sure. All right. Next we got services. So going back to you, Aaron. Services. What do you? Which one of those subtopics did you pick for services?
Mine would be just mine would be the books or the not the books, but it would be the Onyx Sync. The use of the Onyx Sync app. It's something I use every day. So pretty much, excuse me. So yeah, it's something I use every day. So pretty much I constantly sync my device when I get through with working on a task or something like that. And the fact that I can email a memo to it and it will go directly to my email address that I have registered with the sync is a game changer for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the other piece is just exporting information off of the 10.3. It's pretty easy. It's a couple of ways that I can do it. Uh, I actually like to use the QR code method. So I will export it with the QR code and I will scan it with my iPad or my phone. And now I have it directly on either device. And depending on where I'm at, if I'm traveling today, I'll use my iPad like a laptop and I'll get the work done on that. If I'm at home, I will scan it to my QR code and AirDrop it to my Mac. And now I have it there and I can load it in Microsoft Word or iOS Pages. And then I can continue doing what I'm doing. So it's probably the use of the Onyx Sync is what the service that I like the best about it, and also sending information to it using the Onyx Sync. I can push files directly to the 10.3, and it's very convenient because I'm always either using my iPad or my phone as well. So if I'm at work and I have a document that I want to send to the 10.3, if I don't want to plug it up to the PC and send it manually, I just send that thing through the Onyx Sync with the push, and it's there within seconds. So the service would definitely be the Onyx Book Sync service that they have.
Nice. If you didn't know Aaron was a power user of the Boox platform before now, you should know at now.
And you know what?
After
And
all
this is
that, you should know now.
and this is the last thing. When I broke my first 10.3, one of my issues was I couldn't see anything. So I couldn't get into the actual 10.3 to either erase personal information or make sure things were synced. So
Mhm.
what happened was I went to the Onyx Sync app, and because I had my auto sync on, like the screen wasn't working but the device still was. So it still auto synced all of my stuff. And when I got the new 10.3 and it was as easy as getting that 10.3, logging into my account, and now all of my documents, my notes, my PDFs that were synced on Onyx Sync, they were I could pull them locally back on the 10.3, and then I could also erase and disable the 10.3 that I sent back to Amazon. So
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's good remote use.
and it allowed me to when I did have the books Palmer that I quickly returned back. I had access to all I had access to all of my files that would transfer over like some PDFs and some notes that I had saved in a PDF form. I could bring them on the Books Palm as well. So it kind of like the book sync let them talk to each other and let me bring files back and forth between the
Yeah.
two. So
Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Like I said, that's if you didn't know Aaron was a power user, now you do. Now you do. All right, Ed. What do we got on your side for services?
Okay, so I'm going with backup. So
Okay.
with
Oh, nice.
backups on the Supernote, because of the fact that their cloud app, while not as robust as Boox, really does work well. and it allows for you to, once you back up to their cloud service, all of the links are active. So anything you've linked to within your notebooks, you just click and you can go within the app to those files. So that's a really cool part of their service. Now, it's not robust in the sense that you sometimes get conflict files and some other things, but you can see it on your phone. You can add from your phone. You can see it from the web, add from the web. A lot of different things you can do. But the reason backup is on there is all of those files, at least in the Supernote cloud versions, are saved locally. So you get then local access and a local backup copy on your device, which is a nice to have. But they also have the other backup options. So if you're in OneDrive, you can back everything up and sync it to OneDrive. Now, the auto sync's only available on the Supernote cloud, but Google Drive, Dropbox, and OneDrive, you can save all of those notes over to whatever platform you choose. So again, it's kind of that choose your own adventure thing with Supernote that I like so much, that however you work, it meets you there. And what's really interesting is you don't have to log into the Supernote app to be able to use it as a viewer. So you can use OneDrive, Google Drive, or Dropbox, and as long as you open it on a PC that or a Mac that has the Supernote app installed, it works like Word. It opens that file so that you can view it. Now, the linking goes away at that point because you're not signed in, but you can still view all of the notes natively and export them. So it's a really cool functionality. They kind of allow you to do it however you want to be able to make that work. And I think that's something that gets undersold a lot with the Supernote. They don't talk about it as much because of some of the issues with their native app. I think they just don't really push those other services as much.
Yeah, that's something I definitely have to dig more into myself when it comes to the Supernote platform. Is a lot of the export and import, because I don't do a lot of import export stuff with the Supernote platform. All my stuff pretty much stays locally on the device. I don't even back up. I don't think any of my Supernote devices. Like I said, everything pretty much stays locally on the device, so I never have to worry about that kind of thing. But that's something I'm exploring more on the Supernote platform as I go, and definitely having Ed around him doing the videos, there's always a resource for it, so I won't be missing anything for sure. But yeah, so I think so. Basically, what we have here is for hardware, we got design. Both gentlemen chose design to talk about for their respective hardwares. UI, we got navigation and design. Design is a big thing for the Supernote platform, it seems. Tools, we got home screen and then organization. Apps, we got notes and calendar, which I absolutely thought Aaron was going to bring up the App Store on that one, which is why I was like,
yeah. I didn't bring it up because honestly, I really don't use third-party apps on the 10.3 outside of Obsidian, my Google email, and Office 360, my Office account, but I really don't use it that much. Honestly, I don't really download third-party apps.
And Aaron's like, I don't use third-party apps except Outlook and Notes and Evernote, and maybe Google. Not a lot, just a few.
Well, I see Kid's Boox devices, man, and Kid has like every app known to Android on his. I don't know how he manages that.
Yeah. Kids likes his apps. Kids likes his apps. But yeah, and for services, we got Onyx Sync and web access for backing up and such on the Supernote platform, which I have to, like I said, in all honesty and transparency, I have to get myself more into, just because it's not the way that I use the Supernote. But I do want to educate myself on all aspects of the Supernote, so that's something I got to dive more into for sure. Well, thank you, gentlemen. I really appreciate you doing this. This is fun. Like I said, anytime we get some gurus like you guys in the same room and talk about something, you're going to learn something. You know what I mean? You're going to learn something. I'm pretty sure people listening to this particular episode learned a thing or two about their prospective platform, if they got a Supernote platform or a Boox platform device. For sure. But just before we get out here, one more time, where can we find you at, Aaron?
Oh yeah, so you can find me at 2530 Media, and that's going to be on YouTube. It's just 2530 Media, and you can find my e-ink and tech videos there, as long with a little bit of podcasting stuff there.
Awesome, awesome. And what about you, Ed? Where can they find you at as well?
Yeah, so it's Organizing for Change on YouTube, and then OFC1820.com is kind of the website I built out. So, do YouTube, some blogging, different things. You'll see all the different social media channels. We won't plug them all, but we're kind of all doing that thing now.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate you for joining me for this segment of the live show. I'm gonna try to do more of these things, get guests in, get people on to talk about how they feel and from their perspective and for their use cases, how they use these devices. Because I think that's how we all learn, talking about specific use cases and how we use these devices. But until next time, gentlemen, I will see you then. But let's go ahead and continue the show. Buddy. No problem.
Thank you.
I'll check you guys out.
All right.
Let's get out of here. And bam. Awesome. Okay. All right, everyone. That was cool. That was fun. I'm glad we had an opportunity to do that. Whenever you can get, like I said, a couple guys who know a lot about something in one room to talk, you're going to learn something that's going to be a good conversation. I think this was an entertaining way to do it. We'll try to hone this whole process and make it a little more entertaining and go a little bit more smoother. We learn as we go, right? And that's how we're doing it. But yeah, it'll get better. It'll get way better, in my opinion. And I liked it. And I learned something myself just by being here, listening to it, and moderating, if you will, for the first time. All right, so whoa, let's go on into the end part of the show, which is just me saying good night and farewell. It's 8:00. We made it. We did it. Let's get the outro music on. What do we got here? Oh, bam, outro music. So yeah, let's get the outro music on. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, live show. Check us out. We talk about tech headlines, and we talk about e-ink use cases, typically in the morning as well. We have at least one e-ink topic that we dive deeply into once we get done with the headlines. So join us for that thing right there. Going to the chat real quick. We got She says, one thing I got to say about Supernote that I didn't hear mentioned is that it can be HIPAA compliant, which means it can be used for healthcare providers. Awesome. HIPAA compliant as in you don't need it to be connected to the internet to use it. I think that's what the compliance part is about it. That is a very good point. Very good point. And for healthcare providers, or people that are working with some sensitive information, that's going to be huge for. So thanks, G-Ink. I appreciate that. All right, everyone, like I said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern time to kind of whenever. Again, thank you for joining me. Join us for the live shows that we got coming during the week. And yeah, until next time, everyone. Take care.